Hi, I'm Pastor Rick, and I want to tell you a story. The boy spent his summer evenings collecting fallen stars. He and his brothers would go out to the field near the house. They would climb up on the old hickory stump, and they would wait for the stars to fall. From their perches, they could see exactly where they had fallen, and it was not uncommon for them to fill their pockets within an hour. Sometimes, whether it was out of greed or out of compassion, maybe, for all the stars that may have gone unnoticed, they would sneak Grandma's laundry basket off the back porch so that they could harvest the remaining stars that flickered on the ground. And sometimes the basket would get so full that they would have to drag it home, and they would be too tired at that point, uh, and would empty the basket in the morning. But then the morning would come, and Grandma would be fussing about the residue gray ash on the bottom of her laundry basket. You see, everyone knows that you can't collect stars overnight. But the boys would deny the charges of having tried to start a fire in her basket, and they would snicker off to go play. But during the last of her illness, Grandma called her grandson to her bedside. She confessed that she knew what the boys were up to with her laundry basket. The boy's guilty silence was broken when Grandma asked him to bring her the package that she had at the bottom of her old chest. The boy obeyed. He brought her a box that was wrapped in newspaper. He waited an eternity while her arthritic fingers unwrapped the box. "Oh, it's gone," she said, as she showed the boy where it had been. At the bottom of the small box was a little residue of gray ash. They stared at each other. "You too, Grandma? Why didn't you tell me?" "I was afraid you'd laugh at me." "And why didn't you tell me?" Grandma said. "I was afraid you'd scold me." I like this story, and I think you don't have to look very hard to find a moral. For me, all I have to do is exchange fallen stars for rising dreams. At what point in life is it okay to dream? The boy was afraid that Grandma would scold him. Do we scold our children for having their heads in the clouds? A little girl in my church dreamed of being a dancer. She was in first grade, and she was a bit of a silly heart. She'd find herself dancing down the hallways. She'd stare off dreaming of the big stage. Her teacher would fuss at her, and one day call her parents in. The father's response to the teacher was a message that was received loud and clear. "Don't you dare steal my daughter's dreams." And then there's the other side. At what point of life do you surrender your dreams? The grandmother was afraid that the grandson would laugh at her. To surrender your dreams is to surrender life. You may have to adjust your dreams, but don't surrender. Don't ever surrender. In Acts 2:17, it tells us that when God's Spirit is poured out on us, young men will have visions and old men will dream dreams. Visions and dreams are evidence that God is alive and well. To deny your dreams is to deny the God who plants dreams within us. You are never too young or too old to chase down your dreams. Let's pray. God, fill me with your wonder to see the plans that you have for me. Enough with safe living. I'm ready to dream again. Amen.